so many non-validated characters online who utilize the untouchable, the reason they utilize the fact that you can't touch them to gaslight and you know
But I
do
come
stuff.
from Generation X. If we wanted to cancel a motherfucker, we had to do it to their face.
Always, always in real time, 3 o'clock. What time? 3 o'clock after school. You have a
We standing,
conversation face
we
to face.
standing in, we be standing in their doorway, looking in the doorway while the teacher can't see you.
3 o'clock
They
of the
be in there crying.
yeah. In New York, we say on site.
So
On site.
yeah, that was later on. We had the sign language first. But look, the on site came when people start having the ability to do it over the text message.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. On
'Cause
site.
if you had to call somebody's house on
That's
a
a problem.
rotary phone and y'all got beef, it just you might as well just go over their house.
That's true. No, no. It always happened like that. You get the secret knock, and it's not much of a secret after you open the door. Plenty
Yeah.
of scraps like that. Yeah. It was a beautiful time. We were talking about it. Living in Generation X, we were like feral on the streets, no phones, no cell phones. We survived. We
And we
we
be laughing about stuff we did as children that we don't even know how we did it. So we wouldn't even know how to tell the child today to do it.
uh, it's just it was just by experience, by chance, you know what I mean? We lived every day like it was just a new day to do anything. There were no restrictions.
We
Yeah,
were adventurers.
absolutely. Yeah. I used to tell them, I always tell people there was no cameras around. What you did, you did. You know what I mean? It was your word against mine. You know what I mean?
You know that term, porch monkey,
Yeah.
since we monkeying around,
Mhm.
you know the origin of it.
No, tell me.
So most of the stay at home men, they gorilla clan.
Oh,
And they children is always stronger than everybody else child.
it's true.
You see these little 1 year old muscle bound babies
Yep. Babies, babies,
and
babies.
they be climbing up on stuff.
Hmm.
Right. Because the totem of the, of the father is the gorilla, orangutan, a spider monkey, they start referring to the babies at Big Mama house that was trapped in that wraparound porch. Cause we ain't had no playpen.
No, 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 no.
And they babies, all of the Gorilla Clan babies, they still won't hold them. They climbing out.
They like they're like pure like animals, like savages.
You just can't. They can't be confined.
That's beautiful though.
They
We
can't be
need non-confiners. We need people
right.
that
You
no border can stop them. Can't
that's
stop.
them, and they always get picked out first by the big boys on the yard. And this is where you get your term. Don't you run your puppy ass off this porch that you can stomp with the big dogs.
No.
Big Mama's telling them, baby, they took all our stuff that we used as endearments and they turned them into derogatory epithets.
Mhm.
Like we don't know when they calling us a coon, they talk about a very specific tribe out of Mississippi. That same tribe Lori Lightfoot from.
I didn't know that.
I mean, we call them coon, the coon clan, because they all get black around the eyes. The older they get, the blacker they get around the
That's
eyes.
interesting. Yeah, and I know people from those areas that have that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the coon clan. And they
like
was hated.
raccoons, like raccoons, that
Yeah,
little.
they look, the settlers hated them because they warfare method was wait till the colonizer go to sleep and steal all this shit.
Like raccoon coming in their garbage, going in the bag, going under the.
Right.
What? I didn't
So
know.
they became the most hated of the colonizers. Imagine you go to sleep with a Gatling gun and you wake up with a box sitting there where it used to be.
So the coons were like raccoons, like pirates of the night.
Yeah, that's what their job was. But see, they was being overseen by what we call the Black Wolf Clan, those who wear the wolves. This is where your
Mhm,
werewolf
mhm.
stories come from.
Yes, yes.
These them 6'8" Mississippians, them Tuscaloosa, Alabama
Mhm.
brothers,
They big, they
wearing,
strong too.
yeah, they pick up your engine with their bare hands,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And they dressed up like a giant wolf, and they standing just out of sight in case they wake up and attack the Coon Clan. They gonna get ravaged by the wolves. We fought together. They needed to separate us.
Hmm.
Look, the Irish came over here long before Columbus, and they settled in the Appalachian Mountains.
That's right. Hmm.
And they was the ones who gave us the snipers
Mm.
because the tribes that they used to hunt with used to teach them how to use crossbows and bows of different kind before the firearm to get your prey at a distance.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when the settlers introduced the firearms into the environment, they begin to use the firearm in order to shoot their prey at a distance.
Hmm. Hmm.
All of the military methods was adaptations of your natural hunting methods.
Oh, wow. Makes sense. Yeah.
And this is why a lot of the old writing says if they always say it was as if nature herself had descended from the darkness and taken the severed heads of all of my men. Yeah, it was nature. We nature defending herself.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on, we can kind of touch on this because something's happening with the 50,000 million executive orders that the Orange Man is making. But one of them was interesting because he's questioning natural born. I have a theory and I want to I want to kind of get your opinion. The native, I don't want to call them native, I'm using the correct word. The native Indians on those reservations, which I liken to be $5 Indians or more of like implants, right? They're concerned that they are being removed from those reservations. I have a theory that the Trail of Tears were all the indigenous that weren't going to sell out and they left those territories. And the ones that were contracted to stay on those lands were placeholders for later for the government that will eventually take it because there's no indigenous on those lands. There's only natives, which aren't people that are from those arenas. They were people planted on those arenas. What say you, Rod, about that?
Okay, so first I went over this last night on the live I did on my Facebook.
Mhm.
But the settlers came was originally heavily melanated Europeans.
Mhm.
Those people that we call Native Americans with the Genghis Khan blood, the Siberians,
The Mongolian, yeah, the Mongolians, yeah.
go back to who Rome was fighting.
Hold on, my dog said, hey, chill. My wolves, hold on, my wolf privates, they're out of control. Chill out. But it's okay. They're probably seeing the Insepticons outside. Hold on. Come on. Good girl. Over there. Okay. Sorry about that.
Mhm. Okay, so they brought their servants with them. The history books say they brought servants with them.
Mhm.
They also numbered the servants they was bringing with them. The Trail of Tears was after King George put a military buffer zone between West Florida and East Florida.
Okay. Okay.
Right. In West Florida, what we call it today, Louisiana,
Mhm.
they fighting the French.
That's right.
In East Florida, they fighting the Spanish.
That's right.
The English, King George, inserts his military between them because we was going south and east to support the Gullah Wars Then we stumbled across the Huguenot Wars, the French. So we begin to concentrate our forces in the South. This is why most of us can trace directly south.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then some of the ones of us that can trace south can trace back bloodline a very long time on the land, pre-Columbian, if you want to know, like
Absolutely.
Chief Warhorse, for example.
Yeah.
She got a family history dating back like 13,000 years,
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful.
right? So that means that she was here long before Columbus came.
My tribe
Her
is from
bloodline was here.
Arabia. We were there in Caribs where we were there way before.
Now,
Yeah.
if we remembered our culture, we would have knew that all of the South was populated with family farms from distant tribes, and they would all make pilgrimage
That's
to
right.
Big Mama house
Hmm.
for the cookouts and the harvest festivals that they monetized and turned into holidays.
Yes, yes. My grandmother would
Right.
tell me, yeah, we have the in the Caribbean, we went to the South and we did a lot of exchanges, even exchange with marriages, like we intermated, within the tribes. Yeah.
And most of our marriages was appointments. They wasn't this European romance story that
No,
ain't gonna never come true.
no.
Because most of us don't know it's talking about a man and a boy and it got nothing to do with no women.
Hmm.
But they just paint them up in the modern stories and tell it to us like women involved. So the elemental Q community ain't new. We've been chasing drag queens across the land since they got here. Talking about a drag race.
Good, Monkey King.
Half
Bring
of the first ladies was drag
first,
queens.
first man. Mm.
I don't think
Balls of
they
mass,
first. They
balls.
might be.
You lift up the skirt like balls of mass destruction. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woohoo! Mm.
Look, Barbara Bush name was Big Buddy.
Oh, I don't say. Woo!
The
She.
only ones I think was married to a woman that I can.
Oh,
I was
Kennedy.
JFK,
Yeah, Kennedy. Hmm.
Ronnie,
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
and um
I still
Howard
like.
the Duck,
Which one?
Donald the Duck.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Millennia. Even though I think she's an insectilian, but just a little bit of that hybrid in her, covering her eyes.
You think she a what?
She's an insectilian. She looks like a bug.
No, she's Pleiadian.
She's got the pheromones on him. She's like like shh, blowing it on him. She's controlling that house. That's why he's orange. He got an insect, probably stinging the hell out of him. Got
And he called him Agent Orange in the CIA for his negotiation tactics.
wow.
Now, if you pay attention, they tell you who they're gonna throw him on. Hillary is Evergreen.
Oh, she's diabolical. The baby peeler, the baby face peeler.
Mhm. What's the Evergreen?
It's a tree.
Yeah.
It's a tree.
Okay. And then you remember you have the Bushes.
Oh, you're like giving me like brain orgasms.
Go back to the Vietnam War. They couldn't get to the enemy. They couldn't drain the swamp of the Viet Cong because the thicket of the trees and the brush, the bushes, was too thick.
Yeah, it's
And the
very,
only thing they needed something that would incinerate it.
that was Agent Orange.
Agent Orange.
And my mother was a special ed teacher, and she actually had students in her classroom whose fathers were in Vietnam, and the children had all kinds of weird
Messed
mutations.
up stuff.
Yeah.
That's because they wasn't just using Agent Orange. They was using um, radioactive chemicals as well.
Mhm.
You ever heard of Faces of Death?
well, we know of Generation X. We used to watch that as young people.
Right.
The young people would be mortified that that was our entertainment.
The shock in Asia was about all of the weird stuff they do over there.
Oh, was it on Faces of Death?
It was
Oh,
something
okay.
like that around that
Okay.
time.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the Faces of Death. That was the stuff. I watched all three
The
of them
guy who
like a
came out,
thousand times a piece.
we watched it. Remember the guy who came out of the plane and he got eaten by the alligators?
Oh
Just
yeah,
I'm sorry, y'all. It's morbid. That's why we're the way we are.
those Sobek priests, the
Those
ones who used to charm the alligators, was called Sobek priests.
Sobek priests.
You still got tribes in Africa, and you still got pockets in South America and in Louisiana where the old man come out, he might slap or something. Hey, yo, come on over here, Gators.
No, yeah, they don't even in South America with the caiman, which are like little alligators, the little capybaras, they're so cute, like big rats. The capybara. I love this song. Capybara. Those little capybaras are like sitting on alligators. The alligators on the caiman don't bite them. And there were people who swim with them who in the Gully, wasn't it the Gully? Which tribe in the Mississippi? They used to, the brown indigenous were swimming with them. They were,
You know what stopped it, don't you?
wait, say it again?
You know how they stopped it, right? They
By
started
feeding
gator
the
baiting our
babies.
children.
Yeah, they start putting the babies and
And
throwing them in the
that's
cage.
what made them have a taste for our flesh because they wouldn't eat us.
That's right.
But they eat a stranger that don't belong over here because his scent is different.
Hmm.
But the ones from here, they didn't eat us.
They didn't.
We was literally one with nature.
Hmm. Like in Avatar, like in
Yeah.
Avatar, really,
We had treehouse villages.
which I plan to live in eventually.
Mhm. You never had to come down to the ground for nothing. They
I
had they had life figured out how to live in the treetops. Shout out to the treetop high rules.
well, but the trees also pheromonically, like even the things that they did, the way that they uh created fruit. The fruit actually was when it grew, it actually grew every single nutrient that was specific to the certain people living there. We were
Yeah,
symbiotic with the trees.
yeah. We remember when we used to use the bathroom, we used to use the bathroom under the tree,
That's right. That's right. Because
right?
it was eat fruit. We were eating more natural and organic too. Yeah.
The the soil then has your energy signature.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same way you
It's,
pee in your garden to keep, I mean, to
yeah.
keep that instinct.
And where you lacking that, Mother Nature adjusts the fruit to match your biology.
Mm-hmm.
That's why mass slaughter was prohibited.
Mm,
We didn't slaughter animals that we didn't have a relationship with.
it's true.
And they understood that they was there, what they was there for to feed the people. So we didn't mass slaughter nothing, but we use every part of everything that we kill.
Everything, the antlers, and also gave honor, even now with my children, give honor to every animal that we engage with for the
Yeah.
life that was given, and it wasn't a sacrifice that was in vain.
You know, that's where the
Mhm.
culture come from.
Yes, absolutely.
All of the earth tribes would honor what they kill before they eat it.
Mhm. Kosher and the what is it, the what's the other one, the Islamic one,
Halal,
halal and kosher. Hmm. And they don't mix the milk of the
where they had to the right in the Midwest, right? So when we looking at it, we looking at mirror images of our culture. We trying to remind each other who we are by being ourselves and clicking up with the ones that vibrate on our frequency. We just keep getting infiltrated. Dang.
for that.
Man, talk that G talk, big dog. Man, you talking about? Come on, dog.
Crazy.
Y'all can hear me? Oh, my bad.
Yes, AJ, yes, yes.
Oh yeah, though. Yeah, peace and love, man. You already know, Big Rod, man. Man, and the lovely goddess right here for sure. Yeah, this right here from LA. He talking real talk. We talk with the fingers and all that, and everything on the land. It is what it is. I
Absolutely.
was just got one question for you, Rod. Just I say you say in the next 5 to 7 years, how would you see the land as far as like the people? You don't really like do like theoreticals, like little stuff like that. But hypothetically speaking, I know it's a million and one eyes or whatever, But what would
Well,
you
I could
what
tell
would you
you
do?
based on the transition that's taking place, and I can estimate a most likely scenario.
Yes, God.
And I can tell you how I get to that. Now, I know that we have to change all lines of demarcation. Those are the lines that separate states, border lines. They have to change. I know that. I know that when they change, it's going to probably be less than 50 states. They're going to be broke up into more or less territories,
Mm,
right? The
okay.
Canadian border is an artificial land, and the QSIP number of Canada or the business number for Canada and the business number for America is the same number, which ties to Trump killing the tariff because there should be no tariffs on something that's coming from home.
Mm,
Come on, dog.
Also, and part of the claim is the formerly Greenland.
right.
So this is why Trump was talking about purchasing Greenland because he know that's part of Turtle Island.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
oh,
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So once Greenland being restored, he's taking back systematically everything they separated us by. He's undoing. So now they have to put in new lines, new measurements, right? And I see most of us, well, we gonna have a whole bunch of money in our pockets. And
Yes.
it ain't gonna be no fiat ghost currency.
Thanks.
Mm.
I know enough to know that they know who we all are, so we not gonna have to look for nothing. They responsible to give it back. They took it without our permission. And just like you walked up on my front porch and you took my pumpkin, you gonna walk back up here and put me a new one up here. I'm not going to the store. Don't give me the money for it. Go get me a pumpkin.
Just like that.
And
Just like
just like
that.
you walked your happy ass up here and took it off my front porch, you put it back. And all your friends gonna stand on the curb and watch when you put it back.
Mm,
Cause the next time I'm not gonna be so nice. So
Yeah.
I know that that's gonna change. I know that whatever is going on with the closeout had to be done before the national celebration. It's already been announced and scheduled.
We linking up for that too, Raj. For sure. I already ordered my feathers.
So
For
this
sure.
is why when they say game over, everything speed up.
mm.
They running out of time.
89
Mhm.
seconds.
Thank you for
Doomsday
that.
clock. Yes,
I think,
man. Thank
Chris, you got
God. Thank God.
thank you, AJ. Thank you, AJ. How about Christy? Christy, you have a question? And Daryl? I know our Sun Stars. I love when our Sun Stars come
I
here.
love it. I
AJ's
love
in the
it.
house, powerful, got that West Coast vibe going on. It's beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful.
I would just like to, Brother Rod, and appreciate you and thank you for Young Elder. I would ask, because I'm in Nebraska, what could I do to help like people wake up to their power and how can I heal in Nebraska? Because I know there's very powerful energy in the Midwest. That's all I'd
It's,
ask.
it's a lot of energy centers in your area. But what you focus on first is helping your family get their senses in order and focus on the children.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the old people is a lost cause. You can put the world at their feet and they're gonna lose it all tomorrow.
Mm.
So you focus on the children because they'll grow up anticipating what they need to be in order to carry the torch.
Mm. Yeah,
Thank you for
I'll do it.
that.
Thank you, Flipburn. Thank you for everything. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Sunside Daryl. Daryl, you got a question for Rod? Wise one. Wise Daryl. I should call him Wise Daryl. He's part of our group. He's up all night with us. He
He looked
tolerates.
like one of the OGs used to teach.
Go ahead, Daryl.
Uh-oh. So, uh, Fleur Burn, hello. Fleur family, hello.
Hey, Daryl.
Uh, Chief Pontiac, always great to hear your deliveries. Yeah. So I would before, I don't know what you tell us. We don't know what this new system's going to look like. We don't know what to look for. But before I even knew any of this, I would be trying to think up solutions to different problems and share them with different groups. And some of them were like, for the when we were using the IDs, when we had to use IDs, we could put our own mark on our IDs or driver's license that said whether we had sickle cell or the sickle cell trait.
Mm-hmm.
We would put our own uniform mark on that, and the families would tell their mates what to look for on these IDs. Some reference. Now, the foster care system was like Donald. Well, the developers, they want to build higher than many stories higher than a lot of the public housing is at now. So they're concocting ways and stories to convict the mothers as crazy, as unfit mothers. Then they're taking these children and giving them to lunar families and paying them. They would be giving the mother like $300 a child or something like that, $340 a child. Then they would take these children from the mother and give them to these lunar families and give the lunar families like $2,500 per child.
Mm.
And these children would be some of them would be sleeping in lawnmower sheds, you know, and being abused all kinds of ways. So I don't know what the new system would look like, or will that even be still in place once the switchover comes? But
That was part of an experiment out of the military, a nature versus nurture experiment. That was a literal experiment that they've been running on these people over here, our people, for over 200 years. Nature versus nurture. You can look it up.
Hmm.
That's the long run experiment. That if they continuously raise us around people that's not who we are, will we adopt a false identity, or will we break free from the mental bondage of being misled and find out who we are? It's a nature versus nurture experiment. They did it on purpose. They dismantled. I could tell you what child protective services look like under a matriarchy. There's a council of women, and they called the women from the family of the children to find out the most fit person in the family to raise the children, and then they give them all of the support they need.
Mm. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
That's a whole different system.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was done before they came, and that's how it's going to go back to, because it was the most functional, producing the most functional offspring.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you, Daryl, for that question. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna hold Mr. Pontiac cheap, SikApe, monkey king too long. But anybody else have a question before we give him his grace to chill out? Because he's not, hopefully it won't be the last time. Hopefully I didn't scare him enough, so it's the last time he comes on here. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think you scared him at all.
I don't scare easy at all.
That's
I have a
good.
question.
Come on in, Selma. This is our wise one over here. Come in, Selma.
Hey. Oh, I took my camera off. Yeah, hey. Oh, Delusions or whatever that is. I was supposed to
Delusions,
remind
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You're supposed to
So,
remind me. Yeah.
hey, Rod, Chief Pontiac. I
Look at
have
my
so
beautiful
much
queen. Look at
respect for
that.
you and
That's
what
the
you're
one who
doing.
leads us through look at her looking good. Cleanse from parasites. She tortures us with parasite cleanses, just letting you know, Rod. But I'm gonna let her be.
I see she glowing.
She is beautiful. Look at her.
Rod, how do you think this is going to look? How are these heathens going to get out of the way? I mean, they don't have any honor. They're not savage or civilian. How do we expect them to just get out of the way?
You know what? That's like the lion walking through a pack of hyenas talking about how I'm gonna tell them to get out the way.
Oh,
They gonna fucking move.
How? How?
The
How?
same energy that lion project when he walking through that pack of hyenas is the same way. Nature is taking its course. They can defy me and you, but they can't defy the laws of nature.
mm,
And nature say that if you put the woman back at the place that she's supposed to be as the matriarch, everything gonna run the way it's supposed to run, and all of what we see as problems gonna melt away, heaven on earth again. All that heavenly description was earth before these invaders came.
Mm.
And we had the last stronghold of the taste of earth under the matriarchy over here before 1492. Now they done effed it all up. I'm just here to put it all back.
So it's just going to be a graceful changing of the guards.
It wasn't graceful. You just ain't gonna see all of the drama that's involved, the blood and the guts and the gore. You're not gonna be the one running in the tunnels, clearing them babies out of there, but it's gonna get done. We just up here occupying the day-to-day people, but you got people running in tunnels right now, running in mansions in diverse places that we didn't even know buildings was there. They still